Hello everybody, and thank you so much for tuning back in for another episode this week of the Soulver Weekly Forecast. We're so happy to be back again, guys, and sorry for the technical difficulties we were having a few episodes ago with the audio, but we're back, ready, bright, fresh.
And not tinny this time.
Yes, not tinny this time. But yeah, we've got an interesting little topic we're going to talk about today.
Yes, we've actually had a few people write in and ask about what's going on with probably the most famous man in the world.
Very talked about, hot topic.
Which is Donald Trump, because, look, I mean, he has really divided a lot of people. People don't understand him as a person, I don't think.
Yeah.
And we're very intrigued to see whether or not he is indeed the evil guy that the press try and make him out to be, or if he is actually a good guy who really is doing the right thing for people in the political arenas. And so today we're going to ask the tarot cards, is Donald Trump a good guy?
Ooh, it's going to be very exciting to see what comes out.
Yeah, so tell us all about Donald and his intentions for his position if he indeed wins the next election. So it may even give us a heads up on that.
Yeah, what's happening at the end of the year, is it? They usually do the...
about November, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
So we have had 4 people actually ask about this in the last week, and I've had people ask before, so I thought,
this is for you
guys.
This
is for you guys who are champing at the bit and wanting to know, is he the right person for the job? Okay,
I think it's a great question because, you know, there's so many different stories out there, positive and negative.
And he's gone through so many court battles and things, and it's like, well, if he's really got all these people like filing court cases against him, is he actually legitimate?
Yes.
And of course, the bottom card is the Ace of Wands, which is about business, and it's about new beginnings in business. And certainly we know that he is a very, very good businessman, obviously. But I believe that, you know, he moved right away from running the country as a political thing and moved more into negotiations, like a business negotiation. And I believe that that was very popular in the time he was actually in power. So I think that's what they're trying to say is, like, you know, the past really does influence the future here. And what he did while he was in power is actually more important to the people than these stories that are getting around about him. But let's have a closer look and see what this is all about. Oh, okay. So not surprisingly, in the middle of this mix, we have this mystery woman who keeps popping up in all of our readings about the political arena. The Queen of Swords. Now, she does appear to be someone who is behind the scenes and not someone who's actually in front of everything, but she's the one that's really pulling a lot of strings here and making a lot of choices. We actually don't know who she is. I don't think she's making her face known or her personality known to the world. I think that she is very influential, though.
Wow.
And she could be very high up in the governments, or she could be very high up in, you know, even higher than the governments. It could be more of a world scenario where she would help to decide who is right and who is wrong for certain countries or leadership in countries. Now, the crossing influence over this, of course, is all of the treachery and the backstabbing and everything else that's going on with, we call him Mr. T.
Yep.
Mr. T. Also, this does represent the feminine, the divine feminine, and so, you know, he's made to look like the womanizer and the person who's done wrong by a lot of females, etc. And I think this story is coming out about someone who he's supposed to have an affair with, or I don't know. Anyway,
so many stories.
There's so many stories. Really. It's very difficult to keep up. So the treachery card tells me that a lot of those stories actually aren't true. Now, this before you yell me down, guys out there, I'm just reading what is here. Yes. So let's have a look at the influence over this. Oh, of course. Yeah. So the influence card is the 7 of Swords. Now, what this card represents is gathering up everything and running away because it's obviously too hard. So when that card comes out as the influence over this, it really is coming down to, look, I think they're making up a lot of stories to try and get rid of him. It's as simple as that. Yeah. I think he's actually becoming too powerful for them to be able to manipulate or control, and so therefore they are really hoping that with all of these bad stories, he just goes, this is too hard, I'm getting out of here.
Cracks under pressure sort of situation.
Wow.
Yep.
And the burdens on him have been very great in the past here. So it's been incredibly intense. And to be honest, I mean, for a man of his age, I think it's actually a miracle that he's still standing. There is a lot of burdens that have been placed upon not only him, but his family and people around him. And look, the future card, well, he's about to move house.
Wow.
So that's interesting.
That is really interesting.
Because he could be moving into the White House or whatever that represents next for him. But certainly the house is represented by the Three of Pentacles here, and that indicates that, yes, there is a new home. I mean, he must have hundreds of homes being a billionaire, but this is very indicative of his stature in that political arena.
Wow.
And so this one, I believe, is the move into the White House. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, there's some very sudden shocks and incredible lightning type things going to be happening here. This really is so interesting because there's so many truths that are going to be coming out, not only about Trump, but also about many other political rivals around him. And this is the Tower card, meaning the whole system, guys, is going to fall. It's going to crumble. We're going to be walking away from the old system. My gosh, that is really huge.
Reset. Yeah.
Yeah. There seems to be something here that he could get into power and then very shortly after, everything is kind of changed.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering whether that gigantic earthquake that I keep seeing
is going to be
something around that for America to deal with. But there's also this feeling, I've just got goosebumps on that one, guys. I've also got this feeling of just the whole political system has to change because of how corrupt things have been in the past. And if that was him, if he was the corrupt person, that will also come to light.
Yes.
There's nothing here that's going to be left undone. Okay. The final card we pulled today is the Chariot. Polarity. It's like people will still believe what they're going to believe, regardless of how much truth is out there, regardless of what's been shown.
Yeah.
He does divide people. There is no doubt about that. But the thing about the Chariot is it's work. And it's showing that that's what he's there for. He's not there for his own gain.
Yeah.
He's there to work for the people. The last card, you're all going to be very, very pleased with the outcome, including the world as well, because let's face it, America does influence the world, right? And whatever's going on in their political arena is going to have a big impact on the rest of the world. And this one is big. This is huge. I think after the inauguration ceremony next year, there's going to be a huge shake-up in politics. Let's have a look at February next year and we'll come back to you.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to this video and see what's happened there. Wow, that was huge. Very big there, Mr. T. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this week's YouTube weekly forecast. Be sure to pop your comments down below, and if you have any other topics you want us to discuss, pop them down below as well. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Bye.